Greetings, everybody. I hope everybody is having a pretty nice day, pretty nice afternoon, evening, whatever time zone you may be in as you may be listening to this video. So, there's this guy, this former NBA player by the name of Lanny Smith, as you see on the screen, who happened to barely play in the NBA due to an injury at the time, only to just give up professional basketball for good and invest the little money that he did make as a former NBA player to start his own clothing line. As you can see, the title of this story is saying ex basketball player thought, or ex basketball star, let me rephrase that, thought Nike and Adidas weren't doing enough for black people, so he built a $30 million empire. So let me start by reading the article. Lanny Smith wants someone to challenge sportswear giants like Nike, Adidas, and Reebok so much that he's trying to do it himself. Smith, 38, is the founder and CEO of Actively Black. By the way, it's more so consisting of his clothing line, Actively Black, sports apparel, both sports apparel and active wear. If some of you people may be the type that likes to stay in shape and work out a lot, this clothing line will be the perfect fit for you. And judging from what I have seen on the site, because the site is very well engineered, his website, Actively Black. I mean, the clothes off the chain, the few that I came across for men on the site. As a matter of fact, I have in mind probably investing my money into his company, not just on behalf of investing stock in it, and I'm hoping it is part of the stock market. So I could be able to, as well as a lot of more of you could be able to support black owned businesses, specifically black owned clothing lines that much more, which are few and far in between now. By the way, I commend this brother. I really do, for making history as one of the very few, and I do mean very few, fashion black or African American fashion designers. Anyway, let me finish the rest of this story. And once I was to finish this article, both this article and story, I plan on showing you some of the apparel that he has that I'm sure whole lot of you people, especially the ones who like to once again keep in shape and work out, will love. Okay, the sportswear company he launched in 2020 in the wake of George Floyd's death. At the time, plenty of big companies were issuing statements condemning racism while pledging to promote diversity and invest in black communities. The promises rang somewhat hollow for Smith, a former University of Houston basketball star who saw, who saw the $170 billion industry as relying on a black community's culture, influence, and consumer dollars, rather than lobbying for change. When multi-billion-dollar giant Smith wanted to try beating them at their own games. A lot of these sports apparel brands have profited off of black talent. Smith tells CNBC Make It, referring to numerous endorsement deals with superstar black athletes. The companies have profited off of the consumerism from the black community, and I felt like they hadn't adequately reinvested back into the black community. Today, Actively Black is a multi-billion-dollar brand, reportedly valued at $30 million in 2021. Okay, that's pretty good. It brought in $5.6 million in revenue last year. That's even better, while promoting a rotating cast of black designers and reinvesting 10% of sales into organizations supporting social justice, mental health and physical health in U.S. black communities. The company recently collaborated with Disney on quote unquote Black Panther themed clothing and made Nigeria's official uniforms at the 2022 Winter Olympics. NBA star Stephen Curry was spotted wearing an actively black hoodie during a press conference last year, shortly after former President Barack Obama sported a watch the brand collaborated on. As you see here is the actress Lupita Nyong'o, however you pronounce her name, is seen advertising some of his active gear for women on the IG page, the brand's IG page. Okay, the rest of the article is saying, but it's all a drop in the bucket compared to the billions of dollars brought in each year by the likes of Nike and Adidas. Meaning Smith's commitment to making a lasting impact on the black community is a work in progress. I took the mindset that it was time for us to stop asking for a seat at the table and we were going to build our own table, Smith says. We can have a real impact. Actually, Black's roots go back to 2019 when a knee injury derails Smith's NBA dreams. Just 1 month after he signed a contract with the Sacramento Kings. Laid up in bed from surgery, Smith decided to reinvent himself as an entrepreneur. Good idea. Very good idea. Because, for one, for the most part, you can't always depend on playing sports the rest of your life. Neither. On top of that, you could get injured all the time. I hear, as a matter of fact, of players or have heard of players getting injured. Case in point would be how there have been quite a bit of former professional football athletes that ended up getting injured, so severely injured to the point where they were paralyzed from the neck down, or ended up suffering, if not that, memory loss. Another way, another term for it would be CTE, whatever that means. I just know it's affiliated with memory loss as well. Anyway, let me finish the rest of the article. His idea, Nike style sports apparel adorned with faith-based messages instead of the usual motivational taglines. Active faith sports found an audience online and quickly grew due partially to backing from pro athletes like Curry. When 2020 came around, Smith already knew he could build a financially stable brand around the experiences of a specific community. Using the brand and reinvest directly into that community, however, was new for him. He proudly points to the $500,000 plus his company donated last year to programs like the Dr. Huey P. Newton Foundation, the Liberation Fund, Black Kids Code, Our Own, and Families United. My thought process is if we're donating at this type of percentage, what happens when we are a multi-billion-dollar brand and we're donating that type of money back into our community? Smith says we can have a real impact. Eight-figure annual donations would dwarf recent promises from Nike, which in 2020 pledged $140 million in total over a decade to organizations supporting black communities, and Adidas, which similarly committed $120 million over a 4-year period. Nike and Adidas then immediately responded. CNBC makes its request for comment, but money isn't philanthropy's only form. Actively black support of black creators highlights another area of deficiency for some of the industry's giants, Smith says. Giving opportunities to black talent, black photographers, black videographers, black designers, black marketers, Smith says. Giving these opportunities even for employment and for talent that they may not get in other places is very important. Even Nike had to start somewhere. Becoming a becoming $1 million brand was one thing, getting annual revenue into the billions is another. Ironically, Smith cites Nike's backstory as inspiration. Co-founder Phil Knight started out selling sneakers from his trunk at high school track meets and was once an unknown Okay, I'm sorry about that, guys, but the last video ended due or the first part of this video ended due to this screen recorder software that I'm using due to you having to have a membership. Anyway, I'm going to link this whole article in case you want to read the rest of it and follow up on it. When that being said, let me show you the apparel on his site, some of the apparel on the shop site. Um it's, by the way, once again, it's called Actively Black. This is the website, as you see, and once again, it's very well constructed and engineered. Um, these are pop-ups in case you would like to um become a member, so to speak, by not only buying clothes or whatever kind of apparel other than clothes from off the site, but if you would like to get updates on both exclusive promotions and new products, you could click this allow button right here. Um, you could also leave your email into this box right here. Um, you can also feel free as well to key in your phone number right in this box below the email box. After that, click sign up now, which I'm not going to do because I'm just recently hearing about this particular clothing line. And as you can see, this landing page is in dedication to Black History Month. This guy, as you see here, is a former Olympian. And in case some of you may have seen photos of some Olympians back from the 1960s and 1968 Olympics, he was one of those that had his fist raised on behalf of Black pride when he was standing um, on the field next to another athlete, another Black athlete. And once again, his name is John Carlos. Really hasn't aged that much, and that's just goes to show you, as the saying or adage goes, black don't crack. I'm liking this video, very well filmed video. I mean, very well, or commercial, might as well say, and on behalf in remembrance or in honor of not only the clothing line but Black Pride as well. Okay, these are some of the models, or either one of the models that you just saw in the last video. Then it's got the shop collection button to press in case you may be interested in West to buy or what all kind of apparel specifically that he may have, because he has apparel for kids, both men and women's unisex apparel, um, apparel specifically for men, as well as apparel specifically for women too. Here's another commercial slash video as well on behalf of some more of his clothing line, apparel from his clothing line. I mean, this website so far is off the chain. I'm very impressed with how well constructed and engineered it is, and how much dedication he put into not only his clothing or apparel line, but this site. From what I'm seeing, just based off the landing page, is on behalf of the movie Black Panther right here. So let me go to some of the apparel. Okay, first, this will be on behalf of women's apparel. And he also has shirts, tanks, shorts, hoodies to choose from on behalf of the women's apparel, joggers, tights, sports bras, whatever sparks your interest, women, to all the women that may be watching and listening to this video who like to stay active, like to work out a lot, or just may be into active wear. And what do you may like working out or staying in shape? Because you don't have to actually work out or stay in shape all the time and wear active wear, myself included. I don't work out all the time, but I still love wearing active wear due to how most of the time it's much more comfortable. And it's 6 pages of results for women. Okay, for men, and I'm not going to drag this video for too long. One of the models, again, you saw from one of the previous videos from the very first page, the landing page. Nice. I'm very impressed by the apparel. Okay, for unisex. These are some nice not joggers, but sliders or footies that I'm really feeling. Nice crispy footies at that. Three pages of results for unisex apparel for youth, because we can't forget about the kids neither. In order to see more results by the way of kids apparel, you will have to click on either one of these links to be able to see specifically what they have for kids. But then again, I don't believe it's really that many results except for two results for kids where maybe it's some more on the line in the not so distant future apparel for kids though. Accessories, beanie hats, paying homage to the Black Panther movies. Once again, the Olympian from the very first page, John Carlos, former Olympian. Um, Bags, which would be the last of what they would have to buy in apparel. $350. That's pretty steep for a backpack, but look at the appearance of it. That's why. And I'm assuming this is all the way real leather material as well, which makes it that much more expensive. So I'm going to end this video, and once again, I salute my brother on behalf of coming out with this clothing line, just so we could be able to have more, not only more African American clothing and fashion designers, but more African American entrepreneurs, which we could use. And on behalf of Black History Month, this is on behalf of my playlist on the same channel, Capri Social Network, Black Excellence, because this it absolutely defines Black excellence. I mean, it's the epitome and the personification of Black excellence. Anyway, I want Anyway, guys, I'm sorry about that, but that last recording just ended due to the time frame just being 10 minutes per clip. Anyway, like I was just saying, I'm giving homage to this brother and salute to this brother by the name of Lanny Smith on behalf of becoming another African American, one of the very few African American clothing designers and fashion designers. And I'm really impressed by his apparel as well as his site, the whole design of his site, everything about his apparel, the whole nine. So I'm going to end this video once again. And first and foremost, I want you to like the video. On top of that, feel free to comment right down below. Um, Share the video so the video could end up becoming more viral, as well as my channel, Capri Social Network. Last but not least, subscribe to the channel as well. And until next time, God bless.